What's up? Welcome to the WazzupSports show. We're going to be talking about European soccer today. We had a huge Sunday. Oh my God. I don't even know where to start from, whether we start with the EPL or Serie A or what do we do. Whew, there are like two big upsets. Um, I would say in the EPL. The first match was Liverpool against Aston Villa. Um, I just, you see the flag behind me? I don't even know what to say. I'm sure the players are upset. The manager's upset. I mean, how do you lose like that? You'll find out in a minute. And also the other game, Manchester United against the Tottenham Hotspurs. Wow, that was the earlier game. And I feel bad for you because you talked so much smack to your Man U fans afterwards. And you had to eat it because your score wasn't much better. Super embarrassing. And then last but not least, you're going to talk about Serie A and the Juventus Milan game.
Napoli.
Oh,
Correction.
correction. Like I said, he's the aficionado. Juventus Milan.
You said Milan again.
Did I say Milan again? Hey, tongue twister. I just keep on thinking about Milan. I don't know why. Napoli
Napoli.
and Juventus. Hey, we don't edit our stuff. We just talk. All right. So go ahead, talk to us and tell me what happened.
So the first game was Manchester United Tottenham. A crazy score. I predicted before the game that Manchester United would have a good game. Some things that destroyed Manchester United were just sloppy defenders. Just in general, they weren't defending good at all. Mistakes at the back. They actually it was a crazy first 10 minutes with 3 goals. Two for Tottenham and one for Manchester United.
In the first 10 minutes.
First 10 minutes, one of them being a penalty from Bruno Fernandes, and then I think Son scored an amazing goal, perfectly executed from him, and then Ndombele kind of scoring a sloppy goal, which is kind of mistakes from the Manchester United defense. Another thing that destroyed Manchester United was Martial's bad discipline. Lamela kind of pushed him in the box, and then Martial went and smacked him in the face.
He smacked him in the face
Not really smacked, just kind of pushed him off in the face,
in front of the referee.
sort of,
Oh,
which caused him to get a red card, which uh,
put Man U at a disadvantage. Now they're playing 10.
they're playing 10, and their striker got sent off, so their attack is just not really doing anything.
They have nobody to keep the other team honest.
Yep. And at then after the red card for Anthony Martial, the floodgates opened for Spurs. Son had an amazing game, 2 goals and 1 assist. Really nice play from them. Also, Harry Kane had 2 goals and 1 assist. I'm kind of getting that Harry Kane is kind of taking more of a center forward position as he's giving more passes, getting more assists. I remember one of the games he had 4 assists.
Wow.
Yeah, he was also the reason he took a foul kick pretty quickly, quick foul, and he threw a pass to Son. It was a great pass.
Wow. So any fantasy player right now that plays fantasy for soccer or European football was loving life then, because essentially, if you have Harry Kane or if you have Son, you scored big time, assists and goals.
Yeah. Another player that I felt like didn't get enough recognition was Serge Aurier, their right back, who unexpectedly had a great game. He had a goal and assist. It was a pretty good goal, and I'm not sure about the assist because there are so many goals, but he had a pretty good goal.
So what was the final score of the game?
6-1 to Tottenham.
6-1 in England. 6-1. I mean, it's so difficult to score goals in soccer in general. And when you score 2, 3, once you start hitting the 3, people look 4. Whoa, 5. Whoa, 6. Is their manager a good manager, or just have an off game, or what?
Who are want to talk about?
The manager for Manchester.
Manchester United manager, I would say, is greatly overrated.
Really?
He's made a couple of good signings, to be fair, but I don't feel like he has enough experience. I'm not sure if he had a manager experience from before Manchester United. So he might have just went straight to Manchester United without anything before, which is kind of crazy because Manchester United is one of probably the biggest team in history.
It's the biggest team and one of the most expensive franchises out there in the world. And what's even more odd to me is Mourinho, after the game in the press conference, he was pretty humble. He goes, sometimes you win like that, sometimes you lose like that. I feel for him. I'm sure he's having a hard time sleeping tonight, which is kind of surprising to me. So I'm not sure what's going on with him because he's usually very arrogant. So I don't know. Maybe he's just kind of setting himself up for later so nobody blitzes him either and he doesn't get, made fun of or harassed by the media. But it was a welcome change for Mourinho, which I call the EPL recycled coach, as he's already been around several teams. All right.
Yeah, another thing, the last thing that made Manchester have such a bad game was their weird substitutions at halftime. You would think that I'd attempt to try and be more attacking because they were just being destroyed.
Were they being dominated with possession too?
Yeah, I think it was 61 to.
Wow. So that means their midfielders weren't doing much either.
Yeah, in an attempt to change the game, Ole brought in two defensive midfielders just at the same time at halftime, which is very strange. I'm not sure why.
Defensive midfielders?
Two defensive midfielders.
Even though he's missing a striker, you'd think one of them would have an offensive, mind or ability a little bit to kind of make it up. So even if they're playing in the middle of the field and they're being attacked, you have the chance of a counterattack. Somebody fast up there, through ball, through lob or something, just to keep the team honest. But if you don't have possession of the ball and you're being pressed and pressed and pressed and all you do is defending, of course you're going to score 6 goals.
Yeah.
That's bad managing, I have to say.
Yep. The second crazy thing that happened on Sunday was the loss that Liverpool was handed from Aston Villa, 7-2.
7-2. I mean, what are we playing here? Is this baseball? 7-2. I mean, 7-2 to the EPL champions. 7-2 to this heavy team. Now, what was the reason? Were they missing players? What was going on with Liverpool? What happened with Klopp's team, Jurgen Klopp's team? What was going on?
Well, obviously there's no excuses for Liverpool. I feel like they underestimated the Villa team. A pretty young Villa team, I should say. They just came in kind of sleepy. It wasn't Liverpool, you know what I mean? Also, another thing that kind of destroyed Liverpool was Mane's absence. He caught the virus. And I think Mane catching the virus isn't his fault because he's not the type of guy to not be careful. They should have the other players tested to see if it was spread from one of them.
I'm sure they probably test all the players every day. It's probably protocol. I mean, Mane seems to me like a very friendly person. Who knows if he's walking in the street and somebody want to take a picture with him, or if he just came across someone somewhere. He's very humble. So maybe him being humble like that possibly, put him at risk. We just kind of hope that nobody else is sick on the team too.
Yeah.
Do you think had he played, would he have made that big of a difference?
Yeah, he scored 2 goals against Chelsea. 2 crucial goals. He also got fouled. The foul caused a red card for Chelsea.
So he's very dangerous. He's very quick. He complements Mohamed Salah on the left side. So you have speed on both sides. The defense can't really rotate to the left or rotate to the right. Kind of cheat this way or cheat that way. His replacement. We were talking about his replacement.
Diogo Jota.
What did he do? Was he effective at all? Or was he kind of still raw, kind of young, scared out there, or did he even have any opportunities?
This is his first Liverpool start, and he's replacing Mane in a Premier League game. It's not like a cup or like a friendly game. No, this is the Premier League, the biggest league in the world. He had an okay game. He had a couple missed chances, a couple bad passes. But what can you do when you're put in Mane's shoes? It's like almost impossible role to fill. Um, Another thing that led to Liverpool's demise was their defense. I don't know why they were so sloppy. Um,
Who was playing back there?
Best right back in the world, Trent Alexander-Arnold. Best left back in the world, Robertson. Best center back in the world,
Van Dijk.
Van Dijk, and then the center back, Joe Gomez. Joe Gomez had a kind of a meh game. He's returning from injury, so it's kind of expected.
Okay, wasn't Fabiano or
Fabinho.
I'm sorry, wasn't he was playing that position?
He was playing that position great against Chelsea.
So, do you think that the coach took a risk at putting Gomez back, and also starting off with the left winger there, thinking that Aston Villa is a I don't know, usually the bottom of the league type of player, team, that they were like, oh, we're just ease our players back in there, and we're not gonna miss or skip a beat. You think he thought like that?
Yeah, like I said, they just didn't expect it from them. They were completely surprised. They were kind of sleepy, like I said. Aston Villa came out shooting.
It's the EPL, man. It's the EPL. These teams pay money to the players. They want to win. I mean, that's a free 3 points that they were not expecting. To hopefully, keep them in the first division, keep them in the Premier League, because these type of games they help towards the end of the year. So, what else do you have for me?
The last thing that led to Liverpool's defeat was Adrian, their second goalkeeper. He's been very inconsistent. With Liverpool, he had a good game in the Super Cup last year, but that was about it. He made a mistake that kind of opened the floodgates, I would say, in the beginning, which I think was their first goal, actually.
Pretty quick, right?
Yeah, in like the 4th minute.
Wow. Was he the same goalkeeper that was in the finals, the Champions League finals against Real Madrid a few years ago? Was he the same? Is that the same guy?
No, that was Karius, another goalkeeper that actually had a great season. Just the nerves got to him.
Wow. Okay. So, all right. Well, he's the backup goalkeeper because the starter was hurt, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's the beginning of the year there, so hopefully our boys will be back. I feel sorry for the next team they have to play, because that there's going to be some goals scored. How did Mo Salah do?
He actually was the best Liverpool player. I feel like he was the only Liverpool player who was awake, who was actually playing. He scored 2 goals for Liverpool, their only goals. He was kind of the beating heart in the team. Yeah, when the team is functional, when the team works, he's not as important as he was in this game. When the team's playing well, but this game he was their only hope.
Wow. So they were concentrating on him then, huh? Throwing the ball, kicking the ball to him, just kick and run and go catch it and make plays. Yeah, but for a winger, he scores a lot of goals, but he also has a bunch of assists, which is kind of strange. And the fact that he was, he's been the top goal scorer the last 3 years. Of course, last year he didn't get it. He didn't get the Golden Boot, but the prior 2 years he did, of which one was solo by himself, and the second one he shared, I think, with Aubameyang and Mane, right?
Which is crazy because Mane and Salah are on the same team.
Right. That's just a lot of goals scored when you think about it. So I mean, it's one game. All the other teams lost too. Man City lost, right?
Man City lost the day before.
Right. So, I mean, the cream of the crop, the cream will rise. So eventually they'll get their feet under them. It's the beginning of the season, um, and they'll be informed pretty soon. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. Um, Now Serie A.
Yes. There was supposed to be an amazing matchup between Napoli and Juventus. I believe that Napoli is one of the best upcoming teams. Great future ahead of them. Before the game, like by a day, they said that there were some new cases found, and they were set to postpone the game, but they turned out that they didn't, and the game was supposed to be played, even though Napoli had a bunch of cases, and then Juventus just walked away with 3 points without even playing them.
Wow, wow. So they just kind of showed up on the field, looked around left and right. The referee whistled, gave them time, and then they just walked off the pitch. Wow, wow. That happens every once in a while. It's not that common, but I don't understand why. When something like that happens, COVID is a big deal, and Italy was one of those countries that suffered big time, especially up in the north where Juventus is. They suffered big time with this because there was a lot of retired people that live up there, the elderly, a lot of deaths. So it kind of surprises me that they just won't take the precautionary measures for the safety of the players and just postpone the game. It's the beginning of the year. You could always make it up anytime. So that really surprises me. But, what are you going to do? It is what it is, right?
Yeah.
All right. So anything else happening in the world of soccer or European football?
Another thing that happened to do the transfer deadline. The notable signings I saw, a couple of loan deals here and there, but the notable signings I saw were from Manchester United. They signed the free agent Edison Cavani, which is, I think, the top scorer in the history of PSG. Yeah, they signed him.
Who signed him?
Manchester United.
Wow. Manchester United signed Cavani. Uruguayan striker. Big, tall guy. He plays. He's kind of slow. How old is he right now? Like 30?
33.
Yeah, so he's a little older. Plays very good with his head. His headers are incredible. He's got the long hair and does he still wear the headband?
I think so.
Or is it that little hair? I don't have any hair, so But the little hairband thing where he puts his hair back.
Pretty sure.
So when he heads, you just see his hair flying back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Cavani's a beast. Well, that's kind of cool. That's a pretty big signing.
Another signing Manchester United made was the left back, one of the best left backs in the world from Porto, if I'm not mistaken. Alex Telles, the Brazilian. I would say he's kind of underrated. I would say he's the third best left back in the world, after Robertson and Davies.
Wow, is he a fast player?
He's not the fastest, but he makes up for it with his offensive play and tackling.
Oh, really? So he's good on the defensive side too.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a left back.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you have some players that are more offensive minded. Even if they're left backs, then they are defensive minded. They like to fly. They don't like to defend much. But that's good to know. We'll see. All right. Well, that's been our Liverpool
Manchester
low
United.
light, Manchester United, commentating, of course, Serie A in Italy. That's pretty much a wrap, and we'll see you again. Thank you for following us. Remember, subscribe, blah, 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 blah. WazzupSports, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook,
Twitter,
and Twitch. Thanks.